Hi, and welcome to today's reading. Today's reading is a collective love reading. I've been pulling through some energies this morning through a dream that I had last night and through some messages and images that came through in my meditation this morning. And I've come to pull some cards on it very, very early on a Sunday morning here. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. A bit about me first. I am an intuitive tarot reader. And I just paused because I'm just looking out onto my back garden. And my magnolia tree has got all of these flowers that are about to open. Something about magnolias. So let me get back into what I was saying. I'm an intuitive tarot reader. I pick up on an energy prior to a reading. I will then come and use my tarot and oracle decks to further clarify the message. All of my messages are timeless. Whenever you find this reading, you are meant to find it. I believe your guides will guide you to pieces of information which act as puzzle pieces to a larger story that you are unknowingly or knowingly trying to put the pieces together for. As I said, this is a collective love reading. I'm picking up on heart chakra energy. Now, heart chakra energy is a specific vibration, 343 hertz, love, peace, and purity. If you're wanting to sit in that vibration, just go onto Spotify or wherever you listen to your music and type in heart chakra meditation. And you will literally have thousands and thousands and thousands of options available for you to listen to. I actually listen to healing vibrations, which is singing bowls, and it has all different vibrations, all different chakra sounds that you can align with. And what I would suggest to you is to just put the playlist. If you find a playlist with all different meditations, just put it on random shuffle. Set the intention before you start your meditation and put it on random shuffle and hit play. And if you're tapping into your intuition, your inner guidance will actually connect, and the music that plays in your random shuffle will be the things that your body requires at this particular point in time. So prior to the reading, I put my random shuffle as I was doing the pre-shuffle, getting into the energy for this reading. I put my random shuffle on for this reading and I set the intention, and that is what came up. Heart chakra 343. Now, all of the decks that I use on this channel are my own designs because I am also an illustrator. If you're called to any of those, the links can be found to purchase them in the description box. So let's get into this message. As I said, I was sitting in meditation and I got the word Ishtar, something I have heard, but I'm not really familiar with. I did post a reading not yesterday, but the day before, that I now realize is pulling through some of that Ishtar energy. I also had a dream last night. I was in a restaurant with my family. It was about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. One of my kids had ordered fish and chips, and we sat there for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. And once it came to 6 o'clock and they started bringing out the meals for dinner service, we still hadn't received our order. And so I went to the kitchen to ask what was happening, if it had been received, if it had been lost, did I need to put it in again? And the waitress said, "It's coming. Your order is coming." And very unlike me, but in the dream, I'm not an instigator. I won't start an argument or start a fight. But in the dream, I turned to the waitress and I made some snappy remark and then had the image of somebody spitting in the food. Now, I've worked in kitchens. I know that that does happen. Somebody spitting in the food because it's got this real energy of divine timing, an order that you put into the kitchen but you haven't received, and you're getting a little annoyed. The other dream that I had was of 2 people connecting, 2 soulmates connecting. but they weren't quite fully cooked, meaning that the phase that they were in, the growth phase that they were in, meant that when they connected, they actually repelled each other, wanting that order to come out of the kitchen. But it's not quite cooked. And then it took me back to when I was about 17. My parents wanted to have the birds and the bees chat with me, but they didn't have it directly with me. They had it with me through a lady that they knew who was a psychologist. And she gave me the analogy of setting a bowl of jelly. And if you take the jelly out of the fridge too early, it's not set. There's something about this relationship where there's a specific time frame on how long it's taking to cook. And just take it as it resonates, because I'm just getting information through as to, you know, things from my past that I can then give you an example of. It doesn't necessarily have to be about the birds and the bees, but you get the general gist. Now, as I said, in a reading that I did 2 days, it would have gone up 2 days ago, my guides have been giving me energy. My guides have been giving me information about Venus, the evening star and the morning star. Now, Venus is currently seen in the sky as the evening star. From now through until the end of February, she will be the evening star, but I think it's from the 11th of March through till the 28th of March. She drops out of sight. She basically becomes too close to the sun. She sort of tucks in behind the sun, and then she reappears in the sky as the morning star, a rebirth. And in my meditation this morning, I was guided to connect with Thoth. I don't know how to actually pronounce that. Thoth. And as soon as I did that, I heard the word Ishtar. As I said, not a word that I have a great understanding of, and so I did a bit of research. And the irony is that Ishtar is the evening and the morning star. Ishtar represents Venus. We had that 343 hertz meditation that came through when I was sitting in the energy for your reading. Venus is heart chakra energy. Ishtar, the evening and the morning star, also represented by Venus. Ishtar is the god of war, love and fertility, known in Egypt as the Queen of Heaven and sexual love. I was hearing in meditation the words dawn and rebirth. I was seeing the card, the Six of Wands. So if you think about the story of, the evening star being in the sky at the moment, it has to go down into the underworld behind the sun to come back as the morning star. Sometimes Lucifer is known as the morning star. If you think about the underworld, that's Lucifer. The Six of Wands, victory after a long battle. The other thing I was hearing in meditation was you can't celebrate. So you can't celebrate a rebirth. You can't celebrate whilst you're in the middle of a battle, because the enemy will poison your cup. So if you're sitting in the energy of the evening star wanting this rebirth, you've got to wait until you go through the battle, or this relationship has to wait until it goes into the underworld and comes back for this rebirth as the morning star. Now, Lucifer is known as the morning star, but Jesus was also known as the morning star. So some sort of divine connection here. The other thing I picked up on in the dream was the fact that there was 4 hours between when I put the order into the kitchen and when we received our meal. 4 hours, 4 months, 4 years. 444 is protection. And as I was doing the research, because last night my daughter and I went out to watch the precession of planets. So the 25th, which was last night, that's a 7, and you know I like 7s. The 25th of January, we had Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter and Saturn in the sky. Now, we went out too late and it was very overcast, so we couldn't see it. You kind of meant to have seen it sort of 2 hours after sunset was when it was the most visible. And it was a bit of a comedy of errors because we went out to see this and we went too late. And the place we always go for dessert, something had happened and they were either short of staff or something wasn't working. Their QR code to scan for the menu wasn't working. And so when we got to the counter, they said basically it was going to be a 45-minute wait. In that particular place, you normally sort of get your meals in, or your desserts in about 10 minutes. So we decided to go for a bit of a walk. And we walked along the river and we took some videos and some photos, normally what we do when we go out. But we missed this procession of planets. And that's okay because it's happening again on February 28, except when it happens on February 28, 2 more planets come into the mix, Neptune and Uranus. So we have Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune and Uranus on February 28. It's called the Procession of Planets. So 7 planets, again, that number 7. Something spiritual, something biblical. That alignment won't happen again for 467 years. 4, 6, 7, that's 17, which is the star card, the evening star and the morning star. Now, further into my search on Ishtar, I came across the Ishtar Gate, which was a gate that was at the entrance to the city of Babylon, which was built in 575 BC. It was a double gate with an antechamber. So you go in one side, there's a section in the middle, and then you go out the other side. A bit like the evening and the morning star. Starts off visible in the nighttime. You go into the antechamber, I want to say the underworld, and then you come out the other side as the morning star, as this birth, this entrance into Babylon, which was this beautiful city. Within that antechamber was a stone bricked paved avenue, 1/2 mile long, so really long, with all of these statues, 120 lions, 575 dragons, and bulls in 13 rows. Number 13 in the tarot is the death card, death and rebirth, a transformation. The evening star to the morning star, death and rebirth. But what I absolutely love, and in complete unison with the stars that were in, or the planets that were in alignment last night, the planets that will be in alignment again on February 28th, this antechamber, this stone bricked paved avenue antechamber was called the processional way. There is something in a relationship that's coming in, that's having a rebirth, that is connected to the 7 planets on February 28, that is connected to the number 7, that is connected to a death and a rebirth, that is connected to Venus and Ishtar. And that is also connected with the alignment of your heart in terms of what you are drawing in and the release of maybe what you think should be divine timing. I got a quote, "Be so deep in alignment with your intention that your dream starts to chase you." Now, you know, if you've watched my previous readings, I am currently using the Gematria calculator to pull in more confirmation, more synchronicities about numbers, words, phrases that I am getting in meditation, through songs, through tarot readings that I do. The Gematria calculator is an alphanumeric calculator because biblically, words in biblical text not only have a alphabetic meaning. So if you think of a thesaurus, when you go and type a word into a thesaurus, it comes up with all the other words that mean the same thing. Well, biblical text has an alphanumeric avenue to search up those words. So every word breaks down into the individual letters, and every letter has a numerical value. So when you take a word like Ishtar, because you can look at simple gematria or Hebrew gematria, which is where it started. In simple gematria, it's 450. In Hebrew gematria, it's 288. But if we look at the simple gematria, that 450, what are the other words that align or have that same alphanumeric value? And it's Esther. Now, Esther is known as the morning star. So Ishtar and Esther have the same alphanumeric value. The morning star has the value of 888 in simple gematria. Other words that align with that is the Messiah. As I said, the morning star is often seen as Jesus. The Messiah, the divine matrix, and the goddess of love. Then I searched up Venus, which is 486. Elephant. Something has to have paved the way. If you think about an elephant, it's slow moving, and it kind of has to push things out of the way. If you think about when you go into that antechamber, that stone-bricked paved avenue called the processional way at the Ishtar gate, you've got to pass 120 lions, 570 dragons and bulls. You've got to go through the underworld before the birth of this relationship. So Venus aligns alphanumerically with the words elephant, the wall. I think of the song Pink Floyd's The Wall. Now that song is about the Berlin Wall. Something that's put up that is stopping the path that actually has to be torn down. Arrival is another word that aligns with Venus, and the ring. The ring meaning the commitment that then comes after this planetary alignment. After there's, what I'm sensing is that, what I know is that whatever relationship this is, it is actually tied in to astronomical. That came out in the reading the other day. It's actually tied into astrological alignments. You've got no control. It's almost like God's got the wheel. Now, I did a random shuffle on my playlist. As I said, it's a great tool when you are pulling in energy for something that you want to get confirmation, synchronistic confirmation of what you're already picking up on intuitively. I got In My Life. Now, it was a cover by Joseph Vincent because I don't have the original. And I don't know whether In My Life is a Beatles song or whether it's John Lennon or Paul McCartney. But it's essentially this story of his life. Then I got 10,000 Hours by Justin Bieber. 10,000 Hours and 10,000 More. How long are you going to wait for your order to come out of the kitchen? And this urge to be patient because there are things happening in the sky that need to come into alignment for this relationship to come in. Shallow. Tell me what I've been searching for. Now that's Lady Gaga. What movie is that from? A Star is Born. The evening star and then gets reborn as the morning star. That's beautiful. And then I got Beautiful Soul. And then I got The Climb, the journey that you are on to this person. And you may know them, you may not know them. I'm going to pull some cards. Let's have a look at an angel that's walking with you. 22, fortune, fame, and new ventures. New ventures is a new beginning. Twos of patience. How funny is that? Twos of patience. And that angel aligns with Mercury in Cancer, which is the 3 of Cups. And on the bottom, 68, which is healing. It's also the 9 of Cups. which is Jupiter in Pisces. Jupiter is 777. Okay, a message from your guides about third party. It's this clearing away of all of those, I just heard lions and tigers and bears. Hang on a second, because I've just got a message coming through. Where the Wild Things Are. Is that a movie or a song? And we were talking about that last night because it just popped up randomly as we were on our way home. Where the Wild Things Are. You've been where the wild things are. And if this love was brought in whilst you were where the wild things are, whilst you were where the wild things are, whilst you're in the underworld, you can't celebrate whilst you're in the middle of a battle. The enemy will poison your cup. And if I think about Venus, when she starts as the evening star and she comes in behind the sun and then pops up as the morning star, the reason that you can't see her is that she's too close to the sun. So if I think of that story, Icarus too close to the sun, that his wings melted. And Ishtar is actually drawn. She's got a bow and an arrow or some sort of weaponry, but she's got wings on the back. This relationship would have melted if you got too close to the sun. Third party. Patience and perseverance on the bottom. Okay, let's get an energy for this connection. The Three of Swords, 3-3. Now, threes are creativity, but three is Venus. It's Empress energy, birth, fertility. When you think about our birth, something has to be incubated. You've been in an incubation phase. A baby can't be born too early. It won't survive. The world. That's karmic completion. Okay, let's get the energy around this connection. The Nine of Wands. Nine's at the end. This year, 2025 is the number 9. 9 is completion. The energy around this connection is that you're at the point where there's going to be a rebirth. Fame, fortune, new ventures, healing. It's happening in the 3D. The Page of Swords and the Three of Cups. Page of Swords is the Sun in Gemini, and the Three of Cups is Mercury in Cancer, which is this card. It's celebration energy. It's almost waiting for the arrival. It's happening in the soul. That's the Six of Swords. Let's let it come out if it wants to come out. Wow, that's a new beginning. The Ace of Wands. That's giving me Phoenix rising from the ashes, because Wands is fire. Aries, Leo, Sag. And I just heard sunshine after the rain, because they're rainbows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 rainbows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8 rainbows. 6 of Swords on the bottom. This is being moved away from the things that don't serve you to calmer waters. The message from the man upstairs. But the Six of Swords is the slowest moving card. The World. The message from the man upstairs is completion. The baby's cooked. The jelly's set. Actually, we had, as we were coming home, because it was just this comedy of errors, and where normally how we come home, I didn't realise the Luke Combs concert was on. And we were trying to work out, there was all these people coming out of the stadium. We were trying to work out, obviously it wasn't a football game, which is normally played there, but we were trying to work out where the people were coming from. And the only thing that we could reference was that they were normal looking people, like, you know, it wasn't like an Anthrax concert or something like that, you know, you could kind of tell, but they all had cowboy boots on. All the girls were wearing cowboy boots, so we knew that it was some sort of country singer. Anyway, and so once we worked out what it was, because obviously people had, you know, their shirts on, and we realised why we were stuck in traffic, what normally would have taken us 20 minutes to get home, it was almost an hour and a half. We decided to put Luke Combs on Random Shuffle in the car, and we were listening to his music, beautiful music, kind of really soulful. A rebirth, listening to something that we would never have listened to before. Had we not been caught up in traffic, had we not, the underworld, had we not been caught up in traffic. But as you put your songs on Random Shuffle, I just then let it, you know, kind of play. And the first song that came on, he did a version of Fast Car. Tracy Chapman's Fast Car was the first song that came on the Random Shuffle, which was just hilarious because we were literally sat in my fast car, but stationary in traffic. Anyway, as the Random Shuffle played, it kind of started then going through all these different country singers. And there was a guy whose name is actually Jelly Roll. Waiting for the jelly to set. Okay, what's the message from the man upstairs? The Page of Wands. Waiting for the jelly to set. It not quite cooked. Even though we've got the World card here, meaning that all of the things that needed to be learned in order for this to come together, things in the sky are not quite cooked. Those two are still separate. This is a couple in this deck. This is my Lovebirds Tarot deck. Not quite yet cooked. You're ready. Maybe your person's not ready. Maybe you've still got a few things to do. And maybe your person's ready. But there's some alignment that's got to happen in the sky in order for this to come together. The Six of Pentacles, which is the moon in Taurus. I wonder when the moon is next in Taurus. But Taurus is Earth. Taurus is Venus energy. If you think of the Empress card, the moon in Taurus, some sort of planetary alignment. And I actually have a feeling that when those 7 planets come together on February 28th, and I did look at that date because I'm not even sure whether this year is a leap year, because that would mean that we would then have a February 29. But I think the moon is also one of the alignments on that date as well. And they're not all going to be in a line across the sky. It's more a reflection of where they are in the sky. They're all together as opposed to separated out. Okay, let's get some more information. Oh, this world. It's completion. The energy around you is its completion, but we're waiting for what's happening in the sky. Anxiously waiting. Grabbing the waitress's arm and saying, hey, did you forget my order? What I would say to you here is, this is a battle you can't win. It's actually out of your hands. It's in the hands of a third party, of the divine. The Knight of Swords, that's the truth. Okay, let's have a look. What's happening in the 3D? The Fool, a new beginning. Beautiful. It's almost, I just heard, you're on the precipice. But it's hidden. Out of your control. The moon. Ace of Wands. This is beautiful reading. The 9, wow. This is what's happening in your soul. 9 of Pentacles, you're ready. That is my Mother Mary card. A rebirth. If you think about Mother Mary, the Virgin Mary, she got that message from Angel Gabriel to say that she was going to have a baby. She had to take herself away for 9 months, 10 months. 9, that 9 number, this year being the number 9. She had to take herself away in order for that little tiny baby to grow and evolve into a human being. Whoa, these cards, the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is being turned by the divine. This is highly spiritual, and the Lovers. It's out of your hands, but all these cards are basically saying it's on its way. The World, the Fool, celebration energy. 9 of Pentacles is freedom. Free from the underworld. The Ace of Wands, a new beginning. The Wheel of Fortune and the Lovers, and the Two of Wands. The plans have been made. Let's have a look at this World card. This is you going, come on. And I would say to you too, you know, I've had 2 kids sitting and waiting for a baby. And especially those last couple of weeks, even the last couple of days, they feel like forever. I actually saw a thing the other day that said, and it was about January, that this January has felt like it was 3 months long. Are we still in January? I can't believe we're still in January. 9 of Swords. I would say to you, if you're worried about your order not being received by the kitchen, it has been. And you just need to, it's almost, you know, before a baby arrives, they say to you, try and get as much, well, you're bloody uncomfortable because you can't move and you need to pee every 2 seconds, but try and get the rest that you need. The King of Swords is Uranus in Libra. Whatever's coming in for you, this love that's coming in for you, because Uranus is about earthquakes, it's sudden shocking events. Something coming in for you because of the planetary alignments in the sky that is beautiful and stable because it's Uranus in Libra. And I want to say, but it requires a little bit of adjustment because we've got that shaky energy. Page of Wands, the outcome. The Ace of Pentacles wanted to come out. I'm going to let it come out by itself. The outcome of the situation. Man, you got to wait just a little bit longer. Wow, the Ace of Wands and the 8 of Pentacles. It's not the 8 of Pentacles, it's the 8 of Cups. Why did I say the 8 of Pentacles? Because it's a long time. You've planted the seeds, you're waiting for the harvest. You've, in the soul, you're waiting for the harvest. The 8 of Cups, but in order to get it, that's Saturn in Pisces. There was some karmic things that you actually had to go through first. I'm just going to move that down there so that I can pop this here. Saturn in Pisces. I think Saturn in Pisces is a current placement at the moment. Okay, let's get a song for this couple. Actually, let's get 3 songs. I know we already got some more. She Used to Be Mine. She's imperfect, but she tries. She's good, but she lies. She's hard on herself. She's broken and won't ask for help. She's messy, but she's kind. She's lonely most of the time. She's all of this mixed up and baked in a beautiful pie. She's gone, but she used to be mine. Now, that's not about a person. That's about spiritual work. Saturn in Pisces. That's about spiritual work. She's talking about herself as a 13-year-old girl. And if we're talking about the precession of planets, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune and Uranus, perhaps it's all the lessons that you had to go through with wherever those planets lie in your birth chart to get yourself into alignment, because those planets have all got themselves into alignment. The precessional way. Interesting. You've been doing the spiritual work. Closer, Neo. Turn the lights off in this place and she shines just like a star. And I swear I know her face, I just don't know who you are. Turn the music up in here. I still hear her loud and clear. Like she's right there in my ear telling me that she wants to own me, to control me. Come closer, closer. Maybe at the moment. Nine of Swords, up at night. You're looking for Venus. You're looking for Venus in the evening sky, which is where she is. But she's actually making her way to a new beginning as the morning star. New beginning. 2 Ace of Wands. New beginning, new beginning. And that's Aaron's rod. As in Aaron, the brother of Moses. That rod was actually put in the Ark of the Covenant. After they made their way, this journey, they made their way out of Egypt. Through all of the plagues and through parting of the Red Sea. That was the wand that parted the Red Sea. And then it was put in the Ark of the Covenant, which was sealed up. But when it was opened, there were these little almond flowers. It had budded. It had been in the dark. It had gone in behind the sun because it was sealed up. The Ark of the Covenant. One more. Oh, breathe easy. Timothy James Bowen, whenever you're lost, know that I'll find you. I'll build a boat out of branches and sail it across the blue. There's no reason for fear, it's just time and space, and it would take more than a storm in the night for what we've built to break. Now that song, and for anybody that has health issues, which may have been something that, you had to work through before this relationship comes in. He had a brain tumor. And he's singing about the person, his now wife, who supported him. I'm just thinking, did he have a brain? I think he did. They found something in his brain. And it was a rare form of blood cancer or something like that. That is, I can't get through that song without crying. That's a beautiful song, especially if you've got any sort of health things going on. And look at that. I'll stand by you, the Pretenders. Oh, why you look so sad? Tears are in your eyes. Come on and come to me now. Don't be ashamed to cry. Let me see through. Let me see you through, because I've seen the dark side too. Both of these people in this relationship, in this soul connection, have seen the dark side of the moon. That's a Pink Floyd album, The Dark Side of the Moon. There might be songs in that album. Something bells. The procession of planets, the ringing of the bells. Because I've seen the dark side too. When the night falls on you and you don't know what to do, nothing you confess could make me love you less. I'll stand by you, I'll stand by you. Won't let nobody hurt you, I'll stand by you. Okay, let us get a moon. What's happening in the dark? The moon waxes, inspiring persistence of luminous dreams. You've been in the antechamber, the stone-bricked paved avenue called the processional way, 1/2 mile long, 120 lions, 570 dragons and bulls in 13 rows. The death card, death and rebirth. This is such a beautiful reading. Right, let's get... want that one because I know you're coming out. This is about this is my Nodes of Destiny deck. What are you working on? 2 world cards, 2 aces, the Lovers, the Wheel of Fortune, the Fool, a new beginning. You've worked on it. You're ready to be reborn. Patience and perseverance. You've done the work. Don't listen to others, just listen to your heart. Soulmates. I'm wrapping up another connection. You're in the antechamber. Potentially this third party. I'm so protective of you. I was wrong. I shouldn't have gone to the kitchen and asked if my order was ready. Take a chance on me. That's that ABBA song. You are often on my mind. Just tell me the truth. Imagine waiting 4 hours for a meal. I'm fasting at the moment. That meal would be often on my mind. When I think about my future, you are right beside me. I'm angry with myself for my past actions, and I would say in that instance, part of the journey, part of the spiritual journey that you're on, this, she used to be mine. Looking back on the things that you've done in your past that are not actually bad, that are part of the karmic lessons that you go through in order to become the morning star. Wishes come true. You are a blessing. When I think about Queen Esther, she actually went into, she married the king, but she went in undercover and again set her people free. I owe you an apology. Something that you've done has released you from something. You have breathed new life into me. I want a family with you. Maybe you've actually been a guiding star for each other. Unknowingly. Maybe your higher selves have been guiding. If this is somebody you haven't met yet, maybe your higher selves have been guiding one or the other, or both. I wish we could be together right now. And I just heard maybe one of you is the evening star and one of you is the morning star. The truth will set you free. Okay. Yeah. Mirroring. Wait, maybe one of you is the evening star and one of you is the morning star. I'm going to pop that there. I'm going to get you some Scrabble tiles. Letters, numbers in here. I'm going to call them out. Does make a little bit of noise. Could be your first, middle, last initial. That of the person. If you know who they are. It could just be an order that you've placed into the kitchen for a soulmate that you're waiting to come in. So therefore you wouldn't know who they were. Take it as it resonates. If that's you, maybe come back in a couple of months' time if you meet somebody and see if that initial or if there's things that connect with that person that have come out in this reading. So it makes a little bit of noise. I'm going to give it a bit of a shake. Just turn your volume down. If you're hearing sensitive, I'm going to shake it in 3, 2, 1. I want more than that. Okay, that's what's coming out. So we have an R and a 1, an N and a 1. Maybe somebody's a registered nurse. We've got a S and a 1, or that's healing actually, healing. Maybe somebody's Filipino. Nurses, and the most beautiful nurses are always Filipino. An S and a 1, a J and an 8. A H and a 4. A Q and a 10. An A and a 1. An L and a 1. A T and a 1. A C and a 3. So this connection is a divine connection. You have a soul contract with the man upstairs, a set of things that you need to go through, a procession of planets in your birth chart that you needed to work through in order to birth this connection. Both parties, headquarters, the man upstairs, a contract, a soul contract that you have with the man upstairs, and there are terms and conditions within it that both parties need to meet before, and you have the world, the world, the world, the world, new beginnings everywhere. It's like the house is being built, but you're just waiting for the builder, God, to give you the keys. An M and a 3, a D and a 2, an F and a 4. Look at that protection. 4, 4, and a Y and a 4. Okay, I'm going to get you 3 final cards, and then I'm going to wrap this connection up. So any songs that I have mentioned in this reading will be listed in the Hangman. Wait. Any songs that I've listed will be listed in the description box. You can go and click on those songs. The Knight of Pentacles, it's been a long journey. That is Saturn and Capricorn. So the Hangman is Neptune. Going down to the depths to do all the spiritual work. But now you're just waiting. You're waiting to get the keys to the house. The Knight of Pentacles, Saturn and Capricorn. Saturn is your karmic teacher. Capricorn, the major arcana for Capricorn is the Devil card. Again, it's Saturn, but it's working through anything toxic in your life, healing from toxic patterns of your own, but toxic patterns or toxic people around you. And it's taken a long time for you to work through all of those planets. So as I said, any songs that I list, the music videos will be in the description box. Balance. You had to come into balance. And that's the card of divine timing. Temperance, which is Sagittarius and Jupiter. And we did have the Wheel of Fortune here. The Wheel of Fortune. And actually, the Wheel of Fortune and those two little fish that were swimming independently in one bowl. And now they've been put into the bowl together, to swim around in the bowl together. On the bottom, and the Nine of Swords, which is Mars and Gemini. The wait is over. I want to say, I'm just waiting for God to give you the keys. You're just about, as I said, the antechamber. Stone brick paved avenue. When you think about stone brick paved avenue, I think about the Wizard of Oz. The symbolism in the Wizard of Oz. And we've just had that movie come out. I think the second one comes out midway through. Actually, it's October. October this year, 2025. The gap between. But the yellow brick road, the symbolism of the yellow brick road in that movie is a spiritual journey. You're in the antechamber, a stone bricked paved avenue called the processional way. And maybe that's an alignment too, because this year is the number 9, the 999 portal, and 9 is completion. The 999 portal, 9. Where else have we had 9? I didn't even think of that. Any more 9s? Yeah, we did. Look. I don't like messing up the cards. 999. There you go. And actually under that, that's the Knight of Cups. Beautiful. Okay, the Hierophant is God. The soul contract that you have with God. The Knight of Cups is the moon. Where you can't see what's hidden. The moon in Scorpio. Scorpio is death and rebirth. 999. There's something about the 999 portal this year. It's a completion. It's an energetic completion portal that opens the gates. Because when you think about that, Ishtar gate had a first gate, an antechamber, and a second gate. Interesting. Actually, I'm going to put those there. 999. Patience and perseverance. Okay, that's what I've got for you. Thank you so much for joining me for this reading. That was really, really interesting. If it resonated with you, please give it a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe. If you are called to any of my tarot or oracle decks, the links to those can be found in the description box. And I don't know whether I said, if you are looking for the songs that came through in my random shuffle, in meditation, any of the other songs that have come out, you'll find them in the description box. Have a look at the music video, the lyrics. It could be the name of the artist. It could be the album cover. But there'll be more messages in there for you. Just take a look at anything that you're intuitively guided to. Not everything will align with you. Just use your intuition. Thanks again, and I will see you again in another reading.